Nikki Kay.
Mr Speaker, I welcome the opportunity to speak in the Parliament today. Can I start by saying and acknowledging that there are a huge number of people across government and in the community working hard to resolve this issue. For generations, Mr Speaker, our country has been providing safe and suitable food. We have an outstanding record, but what I can say, and I think I'm expressing what many New Zealanders are feeling at the moment, and that is that this incident is disappointing. And I want to, in my comments now, just work through what we know and what the government has done in terms of response. It's been comprehensive. There have been officials working around the clock. And there is also a ministerial response team that has been working and had a number of meetings. So what we know is that Fonterra notified MPI that 3 batches of whey protein concentrate were potentially contaminated with Clostridium botulinum. Further notifications have been received by MPI since. MPI companies and verifiers have been tracing the movement of this protein and the products it has been made into and any distribution or sales. It is important for people to understand at this point that what has been difficult is that the information has changed through this event. But what I can say is that we have had a response team that has involved MFAT, MPI, Health and a number of other agencies to then ensure that the public has the best information available from what we have been given. And it has already been in the public domain that obviously there were 2 batches that were recalled by Karakia. And then the Director General has taken further actions because when it was clear that the information was uncertain, he took a precautionary measure to issue a cautionary statement to protect the public, which is absolutely the right thing to do. Mr Speaker, as I said before, there are a number of other actions that government has been taking to ensure this whole-of-government response. And can I acknowledge the Leader of the Opposition's comments? His comments that this is above politics, that it is important that I think we work together across this House to ensure that the public know that we are operating in the best interests of New Zealand. So in terms of other actions that the government and the ministerial response team and agencies have taken, officials from the Ministry for Primary Industries at Fonterra sites are in Auckland, Hamilton and Australia to verify information and to obtain that complete picture of the products and locations affected by the contaminated powder. And my colleague, the Honourable Tim Grosser, will soon have the opportunity to speak and talk about what he's been doing at an international level, because what we do realise is not only is it important that our agencies work to ensure that certainty around that traceability of product for New Zealanders, but it is also important for the many mums and dads and the governments across the world that have been affected by this incident. Yes, we have a strong record as a country in terms of providing safe and suitable food, but we have high expectations of ourselves and we are disappointed with this incident, and it has resulted in ministers working around the clock to ensure that not only whether it's at an international level through my colleague the Honourable Tim Grosser or domestically through myself and ministers like the Honourable Tony Ryle, the Honourable Joe Goodhue, the Honourable Paula Bennett's been involved as well, so that the public is protected. I can also confirm, Mr Speaker, that in terms of the potential contamination in terms of the pipe, MPI officials have conducted a physical check of the plant in the Waikato to confirm the pipe suspected of causing the contamination has been changed. I want to touch on another issue, Mr Speaker, because obviously throughout this issue, given that there wasn't certain information, the ministerial response team and government agencies and the food and grocery sector have been focused on ensuring that there are no immediate supply issues in terms of infant formula, because we want mums and dads around the country to know that we are doing everything we can to ensure that that infant formula is on the shelf and safe. So what people can be assured is that there have been a number of meetings between ministers, including the Honourable Tony Ryle, the Honourable Joe Goodhue and myself, and the food and grocery sector, and I want to thank those representatives for their confirmation to me that they will do everything they can to ensure that supply is maintained. Mr. Speaker, this is obviously an incident that is disappointing. It is having consequences of which my colleague, the Honourable Tim Grosser, will talk about. But what I want to assure the New Zealand public is that we are operating on a basis which is about protecting them, and when information comes to hand, we are doing everything we can to ensure it is communicated in a responsible way with the information that we've been given. Mr. Speaker, I'm very proud to be the Minister for Food Safety, and I know the strong record our country has had, but I also want to express on behalf of, I think, many New Zealanders that we are disappointed with this incident. And while my focus right now is ensuring that the public is protected and that the agencies that are involved in that operational response have every resource that they need, and that I work with my ministerial colleagues to ensure that this agile response continues to work around the clock so that we have this issue resolved. What I want to assure people is that there will be a time to ask those appropriate questions, and whether that is of the companies involved or whether that is in terms of our food systems. I think that is important because we need to ensure that we do everything we can to restore confidence in New Zealand's trusted reputation. Mr. Speaker, I cannot stay here for the rest of this debate. It is not that I am absolutely focused on and want to listen to the rest of the speakers here. It's just that I am spending every waking moment ensuring that the government response to this issue is comprehensive and ensures that the public get the best information available for when we have it. So I have to leave the House, but I just want to acknowledge the opposition, obviously the Leader of the Opposition member who's already spoken, who has said that this is bigger than politics. And I look forward to other members in the House working together to ensure that we do everything that we can to ensure the public is protected, they have the best information, and that our international partners continue to have confidence in our country in terms of our food systems. Mr. Speaker, thank you.
Speaker.
Dr. Russell Norman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise on behalf of the Green Party in this urgent debate about the